Hey, it me,
Hey,
it you,
hey.
them boys. How's that touchdown bet treating you, Del boy?
Well, right now it's when you watch this, it's gonna be Friday, but Thursday night, OJ Howard plus 1700 to the bank. Easy cash.
Goddamn pigskin, boy. God, that's what
Speaking of
we
easy cash,
gotta come up with a creative name for that. But we're not gonna get
yeah,
too
we'll work
deep.
on it.
But
We'll
yeah, the
work on it.
Discord is free, and that goes for first touchdown bets in the NFL
Oh,
channel.
there were a lot of slips tonight in the NFL chat. Guys that rode that OJ Howard bet with me. One guy, this is cool. One guy, this I know this is a very prolonged introduction, but for all the NFL people out there, you'll like this. There was one guy who did a parlay, partially because of what I gave. He did a anytime touchdown parlay for OJ Howard and Zach Ertz, and they scored the first two touchdowns of the game within like a 6 minute span. $100 to win 1350. I was like, I think, hold on, Kenny G. I think it was Kenny G that did it. He was hype as fuck. Let me make
Not
sure
even
here.
Kenny G, but shout out to Kenny G, the great
Big time
saxophone
Kenny
guy.
J. Big time Kenny J. That is an awesome parlay right there to start off your weekend. We
It's
hadn't even gotten
beautiful.
an NASCAR yet. And this dude's already won $1,400. I mean, come on.
He's got a lot of money to go into the weekend at the Autotrader EchoPark Automotive 500. What are we going to call that for short in a hashtag? Autopark 54
Auto Park, boring
500.
fucking race, 250. How about that?
We're going to cut it in
That's not
half.
short, but like we got to be emphatic.
I want to just do
Park.
50.
Boring Park, 50, 250.
When are they just going to cut Texas out and just do Coda?
It's sad, man. It's fucking sad. I hate it because Texas used to be such an exciting track for NASCAR and IndyCar for almost 2 decades. And whatever the way they resurfaced the track, it's just pathetic. I mean, we were there. We were there for the All-Star race. It was a pretty boring fucking race.
Yeah.
And
Good
I
party,
don't
though.
expect anything different for this race this Sunday.
It kind of showed in the All-Star race. There wasn't a lot of people there, but there were some party people there in the infield. So shout out to those guys.
Yeah. Hey, the culture is not being shat upon. The culture is great at Texas Motor Speedway, but they got to do something about the racing. Let's just be honest. Even the Xfinity Series kind of sucks.
We'll figure it out. Like Texas, Texas, I think, is one of the only tracks that don't allow us to cover media. So yeah, we'll call them out on that one. So
I wonder how many people in that like 1 minute shitting on Texas rant just like was like excited to come here and like watch the race and bet on NASCAR, and now they're like, oh well, that just sounds awful. I'm just gonna go do something else.
Yeah,
like turn off. At least we get the view, but they're gone, and
That's
they
right.
probably unsubscribe because they're like, wow, these guys hate NASCAR.
Yeah, no, we don't hate NASCAR. The guy that approves people at Texas hates us. That's all there is to it.
But even if that didn't happen, the racing still eats dick. I mean, let's just face it. But
they'll figure out a way.
It doesn't matter because even if the racing sucks, we're here to give you all the easy cash bets for that race. No matter what it's going to be like, if you're winning money, you're going to enjoy it. And that's what we're here to help you with. To all the new people here.
Who's on the phone?
It's Vegas. Hold on 1 second. I'll call you back.
What's that shithead want?
Well, so along with the DFS picks, I think we're going to have one of our rare consensus cards for this race. We talked before. Me and Chase are on the same drivers to win this race on Sunday. So we're going to call back later and give those picks out. The 3 drivers we think are going to win. You're going to hear it here first on a Friday morning. So
that's right. This is one of the first times we've done it. We've kind of collectively decided that, you know what, there's 4 races left. Why not just give these cards out for fucking free for the rest of the season? 4 races left. Obviously you can still go check out all the rankings, projections that Chef Boy has on premium on the site. But as far as betting cards, we got you. We're here for it. We're ready to do it. We got a brand new season approaching us, so we're going to do it now. So we'll get into our bets towards the end of the show. We'll still put the cards out. They'll be on the Twitter. probably on Insta, and then everywhere else that you can think of that they would always be. You'll find them. But yeah, let's go ahead and start off. So welcome. Now that introduction's done, if we were paying for that ad space, which we pretty much did because it was ours, we just cashed in. Not quite as much as OJ Howard first touchdown, but we were close. So let's go ahead and just welcome you to the NASCAR DFS preview show presented by Hooters. All right, and we're gonna talk about 4 guys that we like for Tejas, and we're going to give you a tasty pick of the week in there, presented by Hooters. We'll talk a little bit about Hooters and how you can save some money at Hooters. And then you got bets. So without further ado, let's begin. Del Boy. All right, so it's Tejas. It's the land of the Alamo, ZZ Top, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. I didn't wear my Tejas shirt, but there's one guy that's been rocking and rolling intermediates pretty much all season long. And I guarantee you, if he had the opportunity, he would have AirPods in, and he would probably listen to LaGrange at least maybe 3 to 7 laps out of that race, because I think that's about the length of that song, as opposed to a lap, maybe 7, because they're going pretty fast. You know, there's not
probably that's probably a good estimate. I could see that.
Kyle Larson.
He actually listens to that.
Kyle would definitely listen to some ZZ Top. I could see Larson jamming ZZ. What kind of music guy do you think Larson is? What do you think he listens to?
I don't know, man. Part of me wants to say country, but it's like I hope it's not country. I hope it's like classic rock. I could see that too, though. But I part of me thinks he's a big country guy. Yeah, we'll ask him at some point.
We need to check it out for sure. I got to go look back and see what his Bristol walkout song was.
I bet I don't know when we'll get to talk to him again, but if we ever get to ask him, this is what I bet he's going to say, and we'll book this. I bet he's going to say, "Man, I don't know. I listen to all sorts of music. I listen to like everything." That's what he's going to say. That is like the stereotypical answer of what one of those drivers would say. That's what
probably so. But yeah, Kyle Larson, as far as music goes, we'll figure that one out later. But for right now, we've pretty much figured out that he's probably going to be the king of the castle at this race. He's 10-5 on DraftKings. He's starting P1. You automatically can lock him in for probably a stage 1 win at that situation. I would go, I don't know what the odds are on that, but I would go ahead and say that's probably a stage 1 winner right there.
Well, I don't know. It's going to depend on what guys will roll the dice on, like, so depending on how the pit strategy goes, maybe there will be some guys that would stay out when he pits because maybe they stay out. They've sacrificed their track position for the next stage to get valuable points to, you know, solidify a bigger cushion for the rest of the playoffs before Phoenix. Who's somebody on the outside looking in, starting out? Like, I think we think Blaney, Truex, Larson are like, and Hamlin are like the head honchos. I guess Kyle Busch.
Don't forget about KFB.
Elliott. Yeah, one of those guys might try to stay out and get some extra points because they're going to start out from behind.
Kyle Busch will definitely need it being on the bubble, so it'll probably be him out of any of them because he's.
Yeah, I want to look at the standings.
Bottom.
Keselowski. Keselowski's a good one. Brad will be somebody that might stay out, get some extra points just to try to rack up as many as he can early and often.
He's a big rat guy.
He's probably not going to have a winning car.
Yeah. Check out the Big Brain on Brad. I don't know if you know what movie that's from.
Yeah, Brad.
It's a good movie.
Brain guy.
We'll go ahead and say this. Look, I want to turn it back over to you, Dale. You had some really cool stats. The one stat that I will say, and I just kind of want you to walk everyone, all the fam, through this. 1,190 laps led at intermediate tracks this season. Can we break that down, Dale?
Yeah, and man, we got so off topic. I know it's fun to get off topic when we're talking NASCAR, obviously. But look, I mean, it's plain and simple here. Kyle Larson is the top dog when it comes to the 2021 NASCAR season, and especially on mile and a half. I mean, we were talking about this before. Like, it sucks. It really sucks to like keep riding Larson because it seems like we have him like every week. Luckily, Kevin Harvick's starting really deep in the pack in 24th. So now Harvick takes some salary away from Larson, makes him a little bit cheaper. But even starting from the pole, he might be an optimal play here. He's, like you said, 1,190 laps at 1.5s. Vegas, Atlanta, Kansas, the Coke 600. You could even throw Nashville in there as well. You could throw the All-Star race in there as well, even though it was only an exhibition 100-lap event. Even Vegas in the playoffs led a bunch of laps. Didn't get the finish there, but every single 1.5 mile race, he's got a top 3 car. I mean, there's no question about it. It's his race to lose. If you want to look at it like that, I mean, maybe that's not the best way to look at it, but he is the dominant guy. I think he punches his ticket before anybody to the Final Four. It would surprise me if he didn't run top 3 and lead the majority of the laps on Sunday. What are you doing? What is that?
You hear that?
No. What is it? I don't hear shit.
Dum. It's the clock. You don't know much about the clock. That was a little before your time, Dale. We say shout out to the clock. If you couldn't hear the clock, it's okay. But back in the day when me and Chef Boy used to do the show, when I was coming to my mother's regularly before internet was a problem in life. Now that I have a home, I'm back here though right now. And when the clock would go off, we would stop whatever we did. We'd say, shout out to the clock. So for a lot of you new listeners that don't know anything about that, well, for the OG Garage fam that have been listening to this show back before we even did NASCAR, shout out to the clock. All right. So now you know. It will be on a t-shirt someday in time. But yeah, Kyle Larson, man. It's kind of like so twice off topic now.
I feel like the clock just fucked my juju, and I feel bad now. But look,
no, you respect the clock.
He won the All-Star race. He won Vegas. He should have won Atlanta the first time around. Was a top 3, top 5 car at Atlanta. The second time around had a pit road penalty. Kansas was dominant there. Got a late race restart that was bullshit, and he hit the wall, finished like 20th. The guy, I mean, if we don't get one of those bullshit late race restarts that NASCAR manipulates to jumble up the field and manufactures drama and entertainment, Larson is the guy. I expect a lot of green flag racing. This is a race where there's typically not a lot of carnage. I expect a lot of cars running at the end. There's usually 1 to 2 wrecks on average since this aero package debuted in 2019. Larson's the guy. I mean, I talked about him last week. At the road course. I said he was going to be better than Chase Elliott, and I was fucking right. Now, real quick, for anybody who likes straight bet, this is the first.
What Vegas got to say? Call that bitch. Call that bitch up. Hello?
Oh, I tapped the damn thing.
It's okay.
For all the straight bettors out there, this is the first call. This is your first free pick. And I grabbed it. And on some sites, some sports books, you can still grab it at this price. Hey, Vegas, go fuck yourself. I'm taking Kyle Larson to win for me and Chase at plus 400. Grabbed it on Tuesday. By Saturday, it's going to be plus 200 maximum. So I think Kyle Larson wins this race. Probably going to go unit and a half, 2 units. What are you thinking? I'm
gonna go with 2.5 units.
2.5. We're going 2.5. Fuckface. 2.5. All right, well, we're gonna book that, and we're gonna call you back later. Don't kill yourself.
Yeah, tell him we're calling back. Can't wait to call him back. I've got something to say to him for the next one that we talk about. So yeah, so there's that. Larson for DraftKings fantasy lineups. Larson for the sports book. Plus 400. You heard it there. 2.5 units. Thank you, Dale, for making those calls and making Vegas shit his pants yet again.
Yeah, Sorry, we beat off to Kyle Larson there for like 10 minutes. I know there's some viewers that are like, come on, guys, let's get the picks out. No.
That's okay.
Larson's the most important one.
That's what the skips button is for. You can just hit the skip button. You know what I mean?
There you go.
No problems. Yeah. All right, next guy. Next guy we've got. Now, this is one where I feel like he's due. He is due. Here's the problem is that this man is due for a race at this track. I feel like this track has just taken a lot away from him over the years. He's never gotten a win here, but he's come damn close to it. And it's Ryan Blaney at 9.5K on DraftKings. He's starting in P4. The reason I like him for fantasy lineups this week is because, one, I feel like he can hang around in that top 5 area, especially at a track like Texas. I feel like Ryan knows enough now at this track to be like, hey, I can match this. I can figure it out. We're good. Back in July of 2020, he led 150 laps here, ended up finishing 7th. We won't talk about that much, but he did start in 10th, finished 4th last October. The Busch where the race where Kyle Busch was in the zombie car and basically was a zombie the whole season and then won, which was very shocking. But I feel like Blaney's so close right now to getting to this Final Four. And if there's going to be a race that he's going to do it at, it's going to be here. I feel like he can hang around, produce some good numbers there. And I'll let you talk a little bit, but we may be calling our old buddy up here shortly. We'll put it to you that way.
Yeah, I wish I could like pass the phone to you so you could call one, but we're on the same wavelength, and that's all.
We need 2 Dale phones.
So the deal here is Blaney has been really good at Texas. He was a top 5 guy here last year in the fall. He should have won the race here in the spring. That was flipped upside down by pitch strategy where Austin Dillon came and stole the win. That was a race where he led over, I think exactly what you said, 150 laps. He was so dominant that day. Blaney should have at least 3 to 5 wins on 1.5-mile racetracks throughout his career. And I think he's only got 1 or 2. If you want to count Pocono in 2017 as an intermediate, I don't think so. But he won at Atlanta when he stole that from Kyle Larson. And when you look at the speed statistics throughout the entire season, he's been consistently had one of the fastest race cars at every 1.5-mile racetrack this year. He did win Michigan, even though Michigan, he wasn't, oddly enough, was not one of the fastest guys. He benefited from a late race restart, stole that one away from William Byron. But really strong at Las Vegas. Talk about Atlanta. That wreck that Larson was in at Kansas and the last restart of the race was caused by Blaney when they were running nose to tail, second and third, first and second, whatever. Ran top 5 Atlanta in the fall, 5th in the All-Star race. I think at the All-Star race, he was the best non-Hendrick car there. Led some laps there in that exhibition deal. Vegas finished 5th here just a couple weeks ago. The 1.5-mile program for the 12 team has been so strong since 2019, and he's due. He is so due. There's a lot of people that are riding him high to get to the Final Four as like that underdog kind of pick, even though it really hasn't been much of an underdog year. If you look at the speed of his race cars, the key here will be his team not fucking up or him fucking up on pit road. That is the key here. That's the difference between him and Larson. Is the speed is about the same. I think the driver talent is close, but Kyle Larson's pit crew has been phenomenal for 99% of the season. I feel like Blaney's team has not been there 100% of the time. So that's the key there. He starts P4, decent price. What's he priced at? 9.6?
Yeah, he's going to be 9.5 actually 9.5 on DraftKings.
So
I want to come into what you're saying a little bit. Like he's maybe not necessarily the same driver talent across the board as Kyle Larson. Just go ahead and just say that. But at Texas,
I said close. Yeah,
at Texas, most definitely. And the thing about it is here is that I feel like Blaney's head is just in a different position this year. Okay, he's had a lot of good shit happen for him. All right, he's won. I think this may be the year. This year may be the most wins he's ever had in a season.
Yes,
for one. Okay, for two. His girlfriend is Miss Hooters. Okay, she won Miss Hooters. We were there. We saw it happen. That's a lot of good juju. All right, and because we're on that, all right, let's just go ahead and say it now. Shout out to Hooters. Okay, right now, if you go over to Hooters.com or you go download the Hooters app, you can save $10 off any order, $30 or more. Okay, by using promo code Garage Guys. All right, it's the Hoots. It's the Hoots. All right, fine print. Official Hooters Swag, fine print. Is it on the back? Can you read it?
Valid at participating locations for delivery and carry-out orders only. Promo code Garage Guys. Use it. Take the food home with you. Tune into the race. Tune into some NFL football, college football. Doesn't matter. Take the Hooters experience home with you. Eat some delicious food. Hang out with your friends, family. Drink a few beers. Enjoy your weekend. Starts with Hooters to go.
That's right. And also, you can root for Ryan Blaney because his girlfriend is Miss Hooters.
Very nice girl. Very
continue.
Cool.
Yeah, shout out to Gianna. She's great chick, great girl. Love her over here at the garage. All the garage fam as well. But continuing on to the Ryan Blaney, just to add on to that even more, It's just the TG12 method, okay? The TG12 method is present. It's a big deal, and you've already got the phone out. So, I mean, we got all these three things stacked up. We think Ryan Blaney can win this race. He's plus 900 on DraftKings Sportsbook, all right? Call that Vegas up. Tell him I got something to say.
Hey, did you kill yourself? Okay, good. Vegas.
He's not dead? Great.
He's still, it's still alive. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Ryan Blaney. Me and Chase, go ahead and mark that one down. Plus 900. Is that DraftKings?
That's going to be on DraftKings Sportsbook. That's correct.
That's DraftKings Sportsbook. Plus 900. I know, look, you don't have to cry, okay? Like, it's not going to be okay, but at least cry when I hang up. Just cry in between phone calls. So we got Larson, plus 400. If you're watching, you're probably not going to get Larson 400. That's kind of good for you, but still. Blaney plus 900. I think that's going to stay about the same. And we're going to have one more later. So wipe your tears. I'll call you back soon.
You should have told him to keep his tears up. The only way
that's okay to cry.
He's got to float. He's got to float on those tears. All that water out of his eyeballs.
The bottom line is he's fucked. So, I mean, it's okay for him to cry. Like, he knows he's fucked.
He's not going to be able to afford water for his waterbed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. We're coming to take it. We're coming to repossess the waterbed.
I want a waterbed. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna buy it with the possibility of Larson or Blaney winning this race.
That's or a third guy.
Yeah, or a third guy, which we'll talk about after. But let's move on from Blaney there. Let's go ahead and move into a guy that offers some good place differential. He's close to the same price at 9.3K on DraftKings, and that's going to be Alex Bowman. Okay, and I feel like this is going to be a guy where when you're looking at the price tags, you're like, why in the fuck would I want to spend 9.5K on Blaney and then just like drop that down $200 and then spend it on Bowman and put him in the same lineup? Well, let me tell you why. Because Alex Bowman is a skilled man at intermediate tracks, okay? And it's proven. All right, every time he wins at a track, okay, maybe we should bet on Alex Bowman because every time he wins at a track,
Texas,
they take it away.
It's a good idea.
It away. It's an interesting stat. We're not going to bet on Alex Bowman this week to win, but may look into maybe a top 10 or a top 5 later on into the week. And like I said, it'll be free on race day. You'll get it. Don't worry. Don't stress. We're just getting the sure things over to Vegas right now, and for you and for your ears and for your eyes. So with Bowman, I really love the fact that he has shown good consistency at the 1.5 mile tracks. With Texas specifically, it's pretty funny. He had a little bit of a hiccup with an accident back in July of 2020. But the last 2 fall races, he has finished both of them 5th, starting P5. Man hangs around. When you look back at some other of the stats from going back, I mean, honestly, all the way back to 2016, being with Hendrick Motorsports, it's been pretty much nothing but positive place differential at every one of these races. So it's just kind of like a no-brainer to me that this would be a guy you'd want in a lineup. And because the public is probably going to be shifting more towards wanting to do, thinking about who's won these races recently. Oh, we're going to go heavy on, Kyle Busch for our lineup. We're going to go heavy on Austin Dillon because he won this. And I bet half the people don't even realize how he won it and how it went down. So let them do that. Let's us focus on Alex Bowman. While everyone else is looking at Harvick at the top price because of place differential, why don't we just move down a little bit and go to Bowman? Because I guarantee you, I feel like Harvick could probably wreck his shit going through the field at this point in the season, especially after all the bullshit that's been going on between him and Chase. Then it would take for Bowman to be able to just kind of boot, scoot, boogie right up to the top. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave it at.
Yeah. 2016 was interesting. That's when he subbed in for Dale Earnhardt Jr. when he was having the concussion issues. And honestly, that's probably what earned him his Hendrick Motorsports ride because he did so well in that number 88 during that time. Almost won a race at Phoenix. But yeah, I mean, you said it. Really a sneaky pick here. And honestly, we talk about Harvick, filling Alex Bowman in your lineup. Could someone like him, I think, is the place differential's there. It's not as sexy as what Harvick offers, but you look at his last 10 races on 1.5 mile tracks. He has 7 top 10s. Obviously, we've seen him. We fucking talk right now. We saw him win at Kansas in 2019. We saw him win at Auto Club in 2020. And he won at Chicago as well in 2019. So the guy's been solid at 1.5 miles for the past, 3 to 4 years. And Hendrick Motorsports collectively this year has been super fast. Bowman ran 6th in the All-Star race. He led a few laps there. The Hendrick fleet's going to be hard to beat. I mean, let's just face it. The Hendrick fleet has been just so dominant, especially on the 1.5s. So the problem with Bowman is some of the inconsistencies, I guess. Like he's had a few, like 7 of the last 10 is really good. The 3 races, I think he finished like 27th, 22nd, 24th or something like that. But this year he's been kind of up and down. He's not in the playoffs anymore. But I will say one thing that's kind of a superstitious deal and a trend deal about Bowman is Texas has been a race over the years, like in the playoffs, where a non-playoff driver remaining has gone on to win it. So you can consider that, especially like Kyle Busch last year, most recent, was knocked out of the playoffs. So Alex Bowman, who knows, man? I think it's a decent price. I think he will be low owned. I think he'll be slept on big time, and he's starting 14th. And we said earlier, we agree. I mean, I think he could run top 8 with probably like a ceiling of a top 5. So I think Bowman's a good sneaky play there.
Yeah, all the way. And you know what? Just shout out to Cool Paint Schemes, because they did a really good job with the 48. All right, and you got to look cool in Texas and Tejas. So that's another thing you should probably look at. Plus, Daddy Chad was chatting it up with him at Next Gen testing a good bit. They were kind of having some giggles. I noticed that one as well. So
yeah, shout out to the Chase, the garage guy, bad lip reading.
No, that's not me. That's a guy. That's just a guy that I found on the street that does all those.
That's Chet Holt.
Yeah, it's Chet Holt. Yeah,
Chet Holt. Yeah, I think we'll learn.
He only has one language. It's like, hey, boy, what are you doing?
Hey, real quick, by the way, I won a lot of money tonight on football and even like a random baseball bet. And I know why. I just bought this shirt that I'm wearing today. I just was like, okay, well, I'm going to use some of this guy's winnings that he's made me to buy this shirt. This is a Sheldon Creed shirt. The back is like really sick. Yeah, I got it from SheldonCreed.com/myshopify. It's actually in Sheldon Creed's bio. It's a pretty sick design. So go check that out. He's got some cool shirts out there.
He's got anything on the back?
What's that?
Has he got anything on the back?
Yeah, no, that's what the back is awesome. If I can get up and show you.
Sucks if you're listening to this on a podcast, you're not watching on YouTube.
Well, now you're going to have to go buy it because you're like, damn, or at least you're going to have to go check it out because you're like, wow, I want to see what it looks like.
Yep. If you don't watch this on YouTube and you're listening to this on a podcast, you have to go buy this shirt unless you go to YouTube and see it. Damn, that is badass. Damn. Boy got the energy on the sides and everything, man.
And honestly, like Sheldon, if you hear this, I probably wouldn't have bought it if you didn't have the number 2 next year because you're sticking with the 2. Like, yeah, we'll have the 2 for another year at least.
What's going to happen when he goes to Cup?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to kick Austin Cindric to the curb.
The 2? The 22? What numbers start with 2? The 24?
I don't know. It's gonna be weird. I hope he sticks with Chevy by the time he makes it to Cup, but
I would hope so too.
No telling what's gonna happen.
They bring the 29 back for RCR.
That would be sick. That would be fucking sick.
That's the way.
So sick.
That way he can keep a 2 in there somewhere.
Well, people that do well for RCR, like that have won races and championships, get cool numbers. Have you noticed that? Like obviously Austin Dillon gets the 3. Tyler Reddick wins a championship. He gets the number 8. I wish the font would be cooler, but it is what it is.
Thanks,
I
Teresa.
imagine both those guys will still be there, in the next couple of years. So 29, Sheldon, you got to win races though. You got to win races. Probably got to win a championship too, because both those guys did it. So, but I think I predicted like 6 or 7 of Sheldon's 10 career wins. So technically Sheldon bought me the shirt because I basically used his winnings to buy it. So did I use my credit card? Yes. But
it's actually Sheldon
technically bought it. Yeah. So we're going to thank you, Sheldon. You're the man.
Sheldon gave you a credit card.
I'm just going to go tell people, hey, a NASCAR driver sent me this shirt. How cool is that?
There you go. I love it. I got to get me one now too. Sheldon, you owe me one. All right. So let's go ahead and get to our last pick of this race. And this is the last pick for DFS. we will have one more bet for you, and for our good old pal Bitch Vegas that we take advantage
Vegas.
of ever so often. But our last DFS pick, the Hooters Tasty Pick of the Week, is going to be going to our guy, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He is going to be 7.2K on DraftKings. He's starting in P27. I love this for a number of reasons. Okay. The first reason, obviously, is because the JTG program has definitely had a little bit of spark in it this year, this season. And you look back at the fall race last year, this man went from P22 to P12. All right. So that's really good place differential for one. For the price, do I wish he was a little bit lower? Absolutely. But I mean, DraftKings isn't all the way dumb when it comes to pricing these guys. And they know that he's definitely improved and that JTG's improved. He also knows that he's going to be the lone guy moving forward with JTG in the next year, which is going to be pretty cool as well to see how they operate as a one-car team. But, going back to November of 2019, it wasn't that great. He was back with Roush. Just things weren't right. So we really only can look at, I guess you would say July and October of last year at Texas, where he had an accident in the spring or the summer, and then he had great success in the fall. It is the fall again, so maybe a little bit cooler weather in Tejas. Probably not much cooler, but maybe a little bit cooler weather kind of gives him that push you need. And I think with him starting in the back of the pack, he's definitely going to be that gung-ho guy that I'm going to be looking out for, just kind of trying to keep building that resume up that he's got going for him at JTG.
Yeah, shout out to the SIP. Also, saw his Instagram. He won a big golf tournament, or like
double trophy.
What's that?
He had double trophies in his hand.
Yeah, whatever. Their golf team, like their golf season that they do, whatever it's called. Anyway, he was the overall champion, so that was pretty cool. Shout out to the SIP, Mississippi boy, Ole Miss guy, and JTG has brought a good program to the 47 on the mile and a half. 6 of his last 8 races at mile and a half. The 2 that he didn't finish top 20 were wrecks. And I mean, with Ricky, it happens. He's an aggressive driver. He gets into some trouble sometimes, as we know. But outside of those 2 races, those other 6 races in the top 20. So on average, he runs somewhere between 15th and 20th. I think he's got a ceiling of a top 10 based off the speed they've brought all season long. Maybe you have a few cars that drop out, penalties, whatever. Maybe some strategies at play. He could get a top 10 out of this. The 47 has been solid, really. I mean, the 47 has been solid at the mile and a half, and starting 27th, decent price. My only concern here, I think he's going to be a really popular play. I think when you scroll down, you look for the guys that stick out, and Ricky's that guy. Boom, that sticks out. Starting P27, you look at the statistics; they really back up him getting some decent place differential, finish top 20, top 15. So Ricky has got to be one of the punt plays of the weekend.
Yeah, and you know what? The beauty of that is, though, there's always going to be 1 or 2 of those guys that everybody's talking about. It's always about the grease in the middle, and that's why the Discord is free, and we talk about these things week to week. But, yeah, shout out to Ricky for winning golf tournaments. Maybe put Larson to a little bit of shame with his competitiveness, and there might be a new golf ball whacker guy in NASCAR now that we're going to put up on the pedestal here in the garage. So, Ricky this week, on the fairway, hole in one. On the racetrack, I don't even know how the fuck you would say that. Drive.
I don't know how you can compare that.
Drive for one. He's gonna shoot the ball, but the ball is a car. That's what he's gonna do, I believe.
Well, all he needs is a top 20, and you'll probably win some money. So
yeah, top 15 would be cool though, Ricky.
Top 15.
Top 15 would be cool, Ricky. If you're watching this, Ricky. Hey, Ricky.
Ricky sees this. We're
going
rooting
to send
for
this
Ricky.
to him.
I think he's gonna have. I really do think he's gonna have a good run, and that's interesting. Like you said, Ryan Preece not gonna be back for JTG next year. More resources allocated to that number 47 team can probably, and with the new package, the new car and everything, could really bolster their results, get them better race cars, and get them ahead of the curve for the next gen era. So that's gonna be exciting for them.
That's it. All right, so look, we got one more
For
thing to
sure.
give you guys, a little bonus. We've already told you who we're betting on. We got like Larson this week. Dale Boy and I are doing I think the last time we did this, we actually won. And this next guy that we're going to talk about was one of those guys that won the race on the card. Go ahead and call that bitch Vegas and tell him that
Stop it. I'm gonna let you talk to him.
Okay.
Hey, did you kill yourself? Okay, wait till after this pick and just then hold on. Stop crying. Just hold on. I told you. We're gonna have to clean the crying up before we had this talk. All right. It's almost over. The misery's almost over. We're coming to repossess everything after we give you this pick. Okay. I'm gonna let the garage guy say it. Okay. Stop crying. All right, you're up.
Hey, punk. I'm not gonna be as nice to you. Look, we're taking Kyle Busch plus 700 on DraftKings Sportsbook. I want to go ahead and slap a fat U on that. All right, so go ahead, understand that I'm coming to take your waterbed. It's mine. I just want one. I'll probably put a hole in it and throw it on the street. And I don't care how long you slept in it. It's mine now. So fill it with your tears. We'll be there on Monday morning after we collect our winnings. Again, Kyle fucking Busch plus 700 DraftKings. That's a card. We'll see you on Monday. Have the bankroll ready. Slam it.
Hello? Did you hear that? I think he's dead. I think we killed him.
Shit, we're going to have a new bookie.
We literally scared him to death. Also, you said you're going to be meaner. I'm talking about this guy I'm talking about Vegas killing itself. And
but you care. You should have just hung up.
Yeah, I was kind of being nice. All right, fuck you. We'll see you Monday to pick everything up if you're not dead.
Now I'm worried. Now I'm like, shit, should we get a backup bookie? Who knows? Who knows?
We'll find him.
Is there anyone there? Is there anyone?
I know. Luckily, I know where Vegas lives. Vegas lives in Las Vegas, so I think that won't be too hard to find.
I can't wait for one day that we actually welcome Vegas on the show and he comes on. And it's just like this frail 80-year-old man.
We're assuming Ginger. I mean,
yeah.
I keep
our
saying
woman.
He. We keep saying he. We got to call it it. It's it.
Vegas.
Doesn't it's it. It classifies itself as it. We got to stop saying he.
Don't forget
it's just easier to say he, but we're assuming we don't know. I think Vegas isn't it. But to recap, your straight betting picks right there. We will probably have more on the card if we like matchups that come out around race day. But Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, one of those three guys is going to win this race. Okay. One of those three guys is going to win this race. Probably wondering, hey, why don't we talk about Kyle Busch on DFS? Well, he's starting P3. He's the third guy on our pick. So I would be surprised if Kyle Busch was optimal because I don't think he's going to lead a lot of laps. I feel like he'd come up at the end, sneak up there.
Sneak attack
like he did at Texas last year, like he did at Pocono this year, like he did at Kansas earlier this year. So, I think Larson and Blaney gobble up all the laps. And Kyle Busch is more so the underdog pick to win. So there you go.
Absolutely.
Answering the question before you ask it.
That's it. We love it. All right, so that's our guy. So we gave you the bet recap. Remember, Twitter is free. The Discord is free. Follow me at Garage Guy Chase. Follow Dale at Dale Tanhardt. And collectively at Garage Guys FS. You want a Discord link, just shoot one of us a DM anywhere on social media and in the interweb, and we'll get it to you. To recap, the last four DFS picks are the four DFS picks, the core, as we'll call them. Larson, 10.5K. Blaney, 9.5K. Bowman, 9.3K. And Stenhouse, 7.2K. That's a show. It's T. Haas. We're going to win some fucking money. Be on alert for the free betting card because it's coming. And go buy a Sheldon Creed shirt and go to Hooters and eat a bunch of wings. Promo code Garage Guys, Hooters.com, or go into download of the Hooters app. Promo code Garage Guys, $10 off anywhere, $30 or more. Valid at participating locations for delivery or carry out orders only. That's a show. Sports Profit Repeat.
It's the Garage Guys. 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 the garage guys. It's 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 the garage guys.